Hello everyone, this is Babamots. Welcome to another Homeworlds game commentary. I'm a little out of practice, so my analysis might not be up to my usual extremely high standard. Um, with that in mind, I decided to try commentating a game between two players who look like they might be on the newer side. We've got ejnro and justapalspal. I think I'll be calling them EJ and Pal. EJ's up first. Let's see what happens. Okay, EJ takes a red fortress. Pal takes a red banker. EJ trades for red right away, which is my recommended approach since there is a small red star. Pal agrees. So EJ gets the first medium. Pal gets another one. EJ blocks the larger reds for the time being by trading for the small yellow. Pal keeps building. EJ builds red again, which seems okay. Pal won't be able to build the medium. Pal trades the small green they just built for yellow. So the medium red is still up for grabs, and the large reds are not far away. Let's see how quickly they get to them and how quickly they get to those larges and who comes out ahead. All right, EJ spreads out, opening up two opportunities to build. Pal, oh, interesting. Thinking about discovering a large red star, that would make it so that only one of them could get a large here. That might deadlock the reds for a while. Nobody wanting to take the last serving. So EJ builds green and Pal builds yellow. Opening up the yellows for EJ. Pal can take a medium as well, but EJ will get a second one if they want. No, spreading out the yellows. That's not bad. They'll be able to build a larger ship out in their colony if Pal doesn't block. Pal might want to trade for a little blue to block that medium yellow build. Or they could just spread out the yellows, giving themselves an opportunity to build the larges if EJ builds the medium. Pal spreads out, but this colony is pretty ugly. I don't like red ships at red stars because they don't do very much. Adding the yellow to it makes it a little bit healthier, but it still can't. They still can't build, and Pal doesn't have any small greens to sacrifice to build safely. So EJ can build that medium yellow without fear of Pal getting a large, really. No, EJ spreading out the reds instead. I don't like that. That puts that small ship in a vulnerable position to an invasion by either of these mediums. Yeah, Pal invades. EJ advances to a medium green colony. I don't see that accomplishes much. It used to be an alti. I think they should leave it there because that's more variety of color. They can build. They'd have the chance to build a medium ship safely there while not opening the opportunity to be invaded here in this colony. I've also got a cold, so sorry if any of my stuffiness comes through. Okay, Pal does take that that helpless little red. I think that's a good choice. EJ builds that medium yellow, so their colony is now safer than it was, but EJ still only has one red ship. So Pal could invade pretty reasonably, even at this colony where EJ could capture. Well, I don't know. I've become pretty sensitive to running out of reds lately. And by lately, I mean maybe last month. I haven't been playing much, as I said. Okay. Pal spreads out the yellows, setting up for a big old shopping spree, but EJ is going to have the first chance to build a big yellow if Pal commits. They do. Yeah, so EJ gets a big yellow. Pal. Oh, just building a little green? No! There's large yellows on the table. Uh, they should build at least one of them. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Pal figured it out. EJ won't want to build that last Y3 because there's no room. They take the last red piece. Pal's occupying all this red. I guess in a sense this is an alternative approach to actually getting red ships. If you have a lot of red colonies, then uh, your ships can still kind of defend themselves. But especially when your opponent's home. Oh no! This is Pal. Pal also has red ships. They're keeping the reds out of EJ's hands. Okay, no. That's good on Pal. I think that's good decision making. Okay. Um, EJ does manage to get a second red ship. That's good. But these ships are a little helpless. Pal has got a spare large they could come over and invade with. These guys can't run away. Oh, EJ. Oh, that's right. Gee, I forgot. EJ also has a spare large yellow they could reinforce with. And in fact, I think they might have been better off doing that since Pal isn't in a good well isn't wasn't in a great position to get that red out of the bank. EJ could have spread out their yellows, set themselves up to build the large yellow. I think that might have been healthier. Oh, Pal now sacrificing. Yeah, sacrificing the Y2 to invade right now. Yep. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I thought EJ should have defended right away. Okay. What does EJ do? Sacrifices the Y2 to spread out. To evacuate. That only solves the immediate problem. If Pal decides to now move their large to either of these colonies that EJ just escaped to, neither of these ships has a way to run away. They'd be better off going to yellow stars. Pal declines to pursue. They could. Pal, I think should have reinvaded either of these colonies, really, um, or they should be trying to block EJ from building this large red. Okay, EJ sacrificing Y2. Oh, they do get a. Okay, that's something. EJ gets Pal's red Homestar this way. Puts a lot of red back in the bank. Uh, okay, that's not too bad. It takes EJ down to no red whatsoever and only 4 ships. It's just pretty spooky. I'm not sure that's worth it, but since nobody has started on getting blue yet, EJ might be able to take the lead and get the blue they need before Pal's material advantage really comes into play. Okay, Pal trading for more red, probably wanting to keep that out of EJ's hands because EJ has no red at all. EJ can trade for that little red. Oh, they don't want to trade for the little red right now because Pal will take their star. Well, maybe again at a large material loss to Pal, so maybe Pal wouldn't want to do that. Um, all right, EJ moving their little red. Huh. Sorry, their little yellow. I don't know what that achieves. Maybe just trying to get it closer to home. I forgot what size Dioge was. Color and size. Was that the medium green? Well, anyway, that's a strange move to me. I doesn't make sense offhand. Oh, unless they wanted to get it to a blue star so they could trade it for red. So they could start getting some red. But they're too late because Pal can build that last red. EJ trading for green? Green does open up larger ships. As long as Pal doesn't invade. Pal's home is now connected to the small row. If I was Pal, I would probably have invaded that. Pal wants to build green. No, not spreading out the greens. I don't like that at all. They should be building that green. But they don't have any red, so maybe build. Okay, okay. No? Golly, I keep seeing all these things that EJ might have in mind by doing that, but I don't like it. I think if they wanted to build the medium green, they should have done it a couple of turns ago when to overpopulate EJ's greens, they would have had to move in their mothership. Now, if EJ tries to build greens at home, I guess it's okay, but at some point they're going to want to trade it for a red because you really need red ships. And they can't do the trade at home, but as soon as they move it out, it's vulnerable to invasion. Gosh, it's kind of a mess. I think I actually like Pal's position better here. Okay, Pal, I think they're by discovering that G3, what they've got in mind is just that they want to make it so there's nothing very valuable in continuing to build greens, which is EJ's best shot. Sacrificing the G3 to build twice. Yeah, I don't like that. Just build the G2. Yeah, I think that's the best you can do. Pal builds R2. They could build all of the reds. I think Pal completely cleaning out the reds wouldn't be a terrible idea, although it would put the G3 back in the bank. Slow and steady might be good enough to make sure EJ never gets a red ship. So EJ, this is not good. It puts all of these at risk of overpopulation. EJ sees it, sacrifices. Same as just building a little yellow. Okay. Pal now sacrificing the medium green to build 2 more reds. Yeah, okay. I think EJ needed to start working on blues very, very quickly once they'd knocked out the red star, because now they're down so much in material that the door to the swift victory has closed, and I think they're just going to get strangled by not having any red. Okay, so EJ moves to a little yellow star, I guess hoping that they'll get to build larger yellow ships, but Pal can do that. Sets Pal up for a shopping spree. They can sacrifice their G3, build all 3 yellows in the bank, and the yellow economy is now closed to EJ for larger ships. Yeah, Pal should shopping spree. Well, I guess, all right, Pal did not shopping spree, but even if EJ gets a medium red here, a medium yellow, I mean. No, okay, so EJ, I think EJ's got the right idea. They should sacrifice that G2 and build the medium here in Ipru and build the large yellow at home. That at least gives them some something to work with. They could use one of they should be trying to invade this star and arranging it so that they could potentially get that star as a ship. So that's the only access to red they're ever going to have. Okay, EJ did not see the opportunity to get the Y3, and they left Ipru open to catastrophe, but Pal doesn't seem to want it. They trade for green. Gives them more space to build these yellows. Still, nobody has gone after a blue. Okay, this invasion I like. That's a Y2 invading. It could potentially capture. Starts to give EJ some control of a red star. And if Pal decides to counter invade with the yellow, then Pal has the option to overpopulate them, which wouldn't be too bad, except that it puts an R3 back in the bank, which Pal will get to build. Or EJ can just run away with that Y2, which I think is what they'd actually want to do if Pal invades. But Pal does not invade. Pal pushes the red forward. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh my gosh, that's really terrible. EJ can just capture this R2, and suddenly EJ has red, which is the biggest thing holding EJ back right now, I think. Pal might be trying to overpopulate, but gosh, when you've got a red monopoly, overpopulating your own reds is just going to give your opponent more things to work with. All right, well, this is the advantage is swinging back and forth here. Yeah, I like EJ. I'm not sure if I actually like EJ's position better yet, but that was a huge step up. Okay, Pal runs away with the other ship. EJ invades. No, that's really quite pointless. Pal can sacrifice to capture, and if they don't, even if Pal just leaves that pair of yellows facing off, EJ under no circumstances should sacrifice the only red ship they've got to capture that little yellow. EJ should be looking at getting their pieces together. They should work on protecting that red by moving a large ship to protect it, and then they need to start working on getting blue to knock out Pal's star. Nothing. This fussing about with invading this colony is no good. All right, Pal retreats. Okay. Oh, maybe. All right, all right. So maybe what EJ had in mind was that they wanted to tempt Pal into sacrificing a red to capture this yellow so that EJ could get another red ship. That's my guess. So, okay, maybe EJ's move wasn't so bad. All right, but EJ now sacrificing Y2. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, they had those two greens sitting there just forever. And Pal's had... EJ's had that opportunity for a long time, and that's the kind of thing I miss pretty often anyway, and my brain being a little addled by time off and by having a cold. It's a problem. Makes me even less likely to see this stuff. Okay, good on EJ for taking a well, was that even worth it? EJ, it was a material gain for EJ, but it was a small enough gain that I think Pal, this is one of those situations where Pal could afford to lose medium, large more than EJ could afford to lose two smalls and a medium. Because now how does EJ get their ships together? When I saw the Y2 sacrifice, what I thought is, oh, well, that'll hurry things along. That's great. Move your red ship and your large yellow, let's say, to that colony that had the two greens. You've got an opportunity to keep building reds. Pal isn't in a good position to build that R3, so you've got a chance to build the R3 star that would have just been opened up, and you've got a large ship and a red together at a colony where you can build, you can trade for blue, and it's poised to knock out Pal's remaining star. That would have been great. the green catastrophe, I think, is less good, even though it feels good to knock out your opponent's large ships. Let's see, what does Pal do? Not even bothering to supply a new mothership. If I'm EJ, I bet EJ is very tempted to try to invade with one of their large ships. You know what? They shouldn't invade. So they should not sacrifice the Y3 to invade with the G3. They should make a sort of double threat here. I think. Okay, and as always, maybe there's something even better. But what I like here is move the Y3 into Samori, threatening to capture these guys and simultaneously threatening to move into Pal's home with a large while Pal is leaving themselves without a mothership. Does EJ do that? No. EJ just builds a little green. Pal now getting nervous about the greens. Trading for green as well. That threatens an overpopulation in EJ's home, but Pal, at the moment at least, would have to sacrifice a large ship to do it. Yeah, not sure what I would do. I would now consider invading Samori with my large green. It's still threatening to come into Pal's home with the Y1 sacrifice. It's a pretty good double threat, threatening to capture these guys and threatening to come into Pal's home. Spreading out the greens this way instead. That's not too bad. EJ's got a factory here. If Pal doesn't react right, EJ could sacrifice the G3, build maybe small at home, large in this colony, so that even if Pal sacrifices Y3 to overpopulate, EJ would still have a green 3. That would be pretty good. Let's see how Pal reacts to that. Just building a Y2. Nothing too exciting. Although that makes it so that if EJ builds another green at home, Pal doesn't lose their only Y3 to overpopulate it. So that's pretty good. So EJ is looking at the factory. Ooh, not the factory you wanted though. I don't think. That leaves the G3 on the table for Pal, and EJ doesn't have a cheap way to overpopulate them. Yeah, Pal takes the G3. Not a hard one there. Okay. EJ spreads out the greens some more. Now, a second ago, EJ had a factory. He could have built. Yeah. So EJ should have sacrificed G3, rebuilt the G3, build a medium yellow in Juppel, let's say, and then a Y3 at home. They'd be up by another large ship. Well, or rather, down by one less large ship. They'd be caught up in large ships that way. No, this is not a good move. Nope, they stuck to it. Neither reds nor greens are available for building. I guess the thing it does do is it protects their red ship from simple invasions, but on the downside, it's put a large ship into a system where a ship matches the star. If I'm Pal, I'd seriously consider sacrificing Y2 to move these two reds into this colony, so EJ's down to one large ship versus 3. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Looks like Pal might be throwing this. If Pal invades with 2 larges, EJ just has to sacrifice R2 to capture both. And Pal's got no... They could move one more red into EJ's home, but this isn't even going to take out EJ's red star. This is really not a good decision. Okay, well, EJ, do you know to sacrifice your red to capture both? Oh no. Come on. No. Okay, well, definitely newer players. This is they're newer than I thought. So Pal now, if they sacrifice a red 2, they can capture 2 reds back, 2 larges back. Okay. And the rest is pretty simple. Darn. All right. Well, I was hoping for fewer mistakes, but there were some pretty big ones there. But I hope I think this was a good warm up for me. I didn't feel like the players were doing anything so deep that that it was beyond me and my out of practice self. And maybe you learned a little by listening. Thanks for watching.